Steelers fans, it's official that the wait is over, and the quarterback carousel in Pittsburgh has come to a stunning stop. For years, this team has been searching for that stabilizing force under center, and now, in a move that has taken the entire NFL by storm, the Pittsburgh Steelers have landed one of the most decorated players in league history. That's right. Four-time NFL MVP, Super Bowl champion, and future Hall of Famer Aaron Rodgers is now wearing the black and gold. This is not a rumor. This is not a drill. Rodgers is officially a Pittsburgh Steeler, and we are standing at the edge of a brand new era in Steel City football. Now let's talk about what this means. Let's dig into the impact, the implications, and the weight of a move that shakes up not just the AFC North, but the entire conference. We're talking about a quarterback who, despite being 41 years old, still brings elite arm talent, football IQ, and championship-level experience to a franchise that's been starving for a legitimate playoff push. And look, this isn't just about headlines or jersey sales. This move is about legacy, it's about urgency, it's about one last run at glory. The Steelers under Mike Tomlin have been consistently competitive, but there's been a ceiling, a hard ceiling. Since the twilight years of Ben Roethlisberger, this team has been on a quarterback quest, patching holes and trying to find the guy to take them over the top. And while past efforts, like bringing in veterans or drafting for the future, have yielded mixed results, this move is different. This is a swing for the fences. And it's not just about chasing wins, it's about chasing history. Bringing in Aaron Rodgers fits perfectly with Pittsburgh's 2-year timeline to win now, especially considering veteran captain Cam Hayward's situation. Cam has made it no secret that he's looking to close out his legendary career with a ring. He's the heart and soul of this defense, and he deserves a real shot at that elusive 7th Lombardi. That's the context for this move. It's not just about 2025, it's about honoring a generational leader while the window is still cracked open. But let's be real, Aaron Rodgers isn't walking into a perfect situation. Last season proved just how fragile success can be in the NFL. The Steelers struggled in the trenches, the offensive line couldn't consistently hold up, the run game was often stuck in neutral, and the weapons on the outside had moments of brilliance, but lacked consistency. Oh, and the defense? It started strong but fizzled when it mattered most. If those problems remain, I'll say it right now, Rodgers won't be the savior some fans are expecting. This can't be another Russell Wilson situation where the quarterback is asked to carry a flawed roster and ends up drowning in dysfunction. That can't happen again. What Rodgers needs to be successful at this stage of his career is very clear. He doesn't need to be Superman. He doesn't need to throw 50 touchdowns. What he needs is a complete team around him. A strong run game, reliable pass protection, a defense that can close out games, and a group of pass catchers who can win matchups and make plays. With those ingredients, Rodgers can do what he does best: manage the game at an elite level, make the big throw when it counts, and protect the football better than anyone in league history. That's the formula. That's the roadmap. And the pressure is now squarely on the shoulders of general manager Omar Khan. Getting Rodgers in the building was step one. Building around him to make this team a true contender, that's the real challenge. Rodgers, by himself, doesn't make Pittsburgh a Super Bowl lock, but give him a reliable offensive line, establish the run game, and let this defense return to its top 5 form. And now we're talking about a team that no one wants to face come January. Let's talk about Rodgers' fit within this offense. At this point in his career, he's not the most mobile guy on the field. We all know that. But he still has one of the quickest releases in football. He still has the arm strength to hit the deep shot and the touch to float it over the top. His ball placement on back shoulder fades is still surgical, and he remains one of the most efficient deep throwers in the game. This is a quarterback who thrives on rhythm, on anticipation, and on reading defenses before the snap. And there may be no one better at that aspect of the game than Aaron Rodgers. Mike Tomlin has always valued experience, discipline, and intelligence at the quarterback position. He's not looking for a young gunslinger who's going to make the flashy throw, but also put the ball in harm's way. He wants a leader. He wants someone who protects the football, who understands situational football, and who can execute in clutch moments. Rodgers checks every one of those boxes. He's the all-time leader in interception percentage, a stat that shows how careful and precise he is with the football. That's music to Tomlin's ears. And let's address the elephant in the room, Rodgers' personality. Look, I've heard it all. He's a diva. He's not a great leader. He doesn't want to mentor younger quarterbacks. But here's the thing. Time and time again, the guys who've actually been in the locker room with him tell a different story. From Green Bay to New York, teammates have spoken about how Rodgers connects with the guys, how he holds people accountable, and how he leads in his own way. He's not the loudest voice in the room, but when he speaks, people listen. And sometimes, that's exactly the kind of leadership a team like Pittsburgh needs, especially on offense. This locker room needs someone who's not afraid to demand more, someone who won't sugarcoat things when they go wrong. Rodgers brings that edge, that urgency. He's not here to babysit, he's here to win. And if that means getting on a teammate for running the wrong route or missing a block, so be it. This offense has been stuck in a cycle of mediocrity for too long. It needs a jolt. And Rodgers could be the one to provide it, not just with his play, but with his presence. Now, some people will still say he's too old. He's washed. He can't play at a high level anymore. And to those people, I say, look at the history. We've seen this script before. Brett Favre, after a rough final year with the Jets, went to Minnesota and had one of the best seasons of his career at age 40. Took a 10-win team to the NFC Championship and was one play away from a Super Bowl. Tom Brady, in his final season with the Patriots, looked like a shadow of himself. Completion percentage down, passer rating mediocre. Then he goes to Tampa. Bay, at age 43, gets surrounded with weapons and wins a ring in year one. This can happen. It has happened. And Rodgers could be next. What's the common thread between those guys? Arm talent. Even late in their careers, they could still make every throw on the field. That's the key. And Rodgers still has it. The quick release, the velocity, the deep ball accuracy, it's all still there. What's changed is the athleticism. He's not going to be rolling out and extending plays like he did a decade ago. But that's okay. What he needs to do now is exactly what Brady, Brees, and Manning did in the final stretch of their careers. Live in the pocket, get the ball out quickly, use elite processing to outsmart defenses, and avoid the big mistakes. This is what I like to call Brady ball. Efficient, surgical, mistake-free football. It's not flashy, but it wins games. And Rodgers is more than capable of playing that brand of football in Pittsburgh if the team around him does its job. That's the caveat. That's the fine print. Rodgers can't do it alone, and he shouldn't be asked to. He's not going to carry a broken roster to the promised land. But if you build a solid structure around him, he can elevate you in the moments that matter most. The Steelers have the blueprint. They've seen it work before. They saw it with Big Ben. They saw it work across the league with veteran quarterbacks finding new life in new homes. And now it's their turn. Their opportunity to turn a good team into a great one, to take that next step. The window isn't wide open, but it's cracked. And now, with Rodgers in the building, the question is whether they can squeeze through before it shuts. You look at the AFC landscape and it's brutal. Mahomes, Burrow, Allen, Lamar, Herbert. The road to the Super Bowl isn't easy. But Rodgers gives Pittsburgh a shot. A real shot. And that's something this fan base hasn't had in a while. He brings credibility, he brings leadership, and he brings hope. So now it begins. The Aaron Rodgers era in Pittsburgh. It could be 1 year. It could be 2. No one knows for sure. But what we do know is that the Steelers are all in. This is their moment to go for it. And if they can pull the right strings, make the right moves, and get this team ready to roll by week 1, who knows? Maybe, just maybe, we'll be talking about Rodgers leading this team deep into January. Maybe we'll be talking about number 12 hoisting that 7th Lombardi trophy. And maybe, just maybe, we'll finally see Cam Hayward ride off into the sunset as a champion. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Pittsburgh Steelers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Whispers are stirring across the NFL as the Pittsburgh Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin seemingly dropped a bombshell that has ignited a frenzy of speculation. TJ Watt, the Steelers' star linebacker, might be on the verge of a blockbuster trade to the Philadelphia Eagles. While nothing is set in stone, Tomlin's comments have fans and analysts alike buzzing, sending shockwaves through both franchises and reshaping the landscape of the league. The buzz began when Tomlin, in a recent interview, appeared to confirm talks surrounding Watt's potential move. Though he carefully navigated the conversation without outright announcing a deal, his words hinted at ongoing negotiations that could soon culminate in one of the most significant trades of the season. The prospect of Watt, a defensive powerhouse and three-time Defensive Player of the Year finalist, suiting up for the Eagles has left many in disbelief, given his deep ties to Pittsburgh and the impact he's had there. If this deal materializes, it would mark a seismic shift in the Eagles' defensive strategy. Watt's relentless pressure on quarterbacks and ability to change the momentum of games would instantly elevate Philadelphia's defense to elite status. The Eagles, who have been hunting for a true game changer on defense, might be about to land a player who could redefine their identity and aspirations. On the Steelers' side, moving Watt would signal a major rebuild or a pivot towards a different team dynamic. Given Watt's role as a defensive leader and fan favorite, such a trade would be a bittersweet moment for the Steel City faithful. Questions abound. What would Pittsburgh receive in return? Are the Steelers gearing up for a youth movement, or is this an opportunity to stockpile draft capital? The answers remain elusive, but the mere possibility of losing Watt has sparked intense debates. League insiders suggest the Eagles are willing to offer a hefty package, including high draft picks and promising young talent to secure Watt's services. The Steelers, known for valuing their draft assets, might see this as a rare chance to balance immediate needs with long-term planning. Yet the human element looms large. Watt's connection to Pittsburgh runs deep, and rumors hint that any trade discussions are complex, involving both sides' willingness and Watt's own preferences. While fans await official confirmation, the mere mention by Tomlin has set the rumor mill spinning at full speed. Social media erupts daily with theories and wish lists, and sports talk shows are abuzz with potential scenarios. Whether this deal will actually come to fruition remains to be seen, but the narrative is clear. The NFL could be on the cusp of a major shakeup, with TJ Watt at the center of it. In the end, this isn't just a story about a player changing teams. It's about shifting power, evolving strategies, and the relentless drama that makes professional football the captivating spectacle it is. Keep an eye on the headlines, because if Mike Tomlin's hints are accurate, we might soon witness one of the most talked about trades in recent NFL history. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Pittsburgh Steelers, make sure to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.